Our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Technology can shape growth. Help us be more agile. We can use technology to change, disrupt the landscape of the industries that we participate in. Building technology so that others can build technology and make things happen. Our success is not dependent on our products. It's dependent on the success that our customers, our partners have with our products. It's really not about our ambitions, but it's the application of our ambitions so that we can deliver digital transformation. I want you to envision what difference can you make to shape the world.
All right, partners. So to start off this, we're going to be introducing your team. Sherman Crancer, Senior Partner Development Manager for California Partners. Jason Hinton, Senior Partner Development Manager for Illinois Partners. Eric Klaus, Principal for PartnerSource IT. Kat, the amazing Kat Daniels, Senior Partner Development Manager for Texas. Then we have Brian Troy from ConnectWise. Thomas Rivera, IPDM for North Dakota and other partners. Terry Eisinger, the great Terry Eisinger, IPDM, and the great Tim Tetrick. We actually also have in studio Michelle Hollis from 6th Street Consulting. All right, so with that being said, partners, thank you very much for coming today. We are live on the panel, Strategies from the Titans of Sales and Industry. I love it. And look at my co-host right up there to the right. Some say that he's the either the devil or the angel on my shoulder. His name is Jason Hinton. Jason, what's happening, brother?
Sherman, I am your conscience. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of the call today. And, we're looking forward to a great call. And please participate. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll go ahead and just kind of get right into it. One of the very first things that we have here to talk about is Inspire, right? So if you haven't registered for Inspire, please make sure that you have. We want to talk about maximizing your ROI. There's a little bit of an agenda here from last week, but we'll go ahead and talk about what we're actually going to be doing is talking to ConnectWise today and the #1 Sharepoint partner in our portfolio about some really great stuff. But Inspire is coming up. Please make sure if you haven't registered, the fee is still lower. It's not $2,600 just yet, right? I think it's
going up in less than a week now. It goes up on the 14th. So they've still got whatever we've got 6 more days to squeeze in at the, I think it's $2,300 price point, $2,295. So you've got a little bit of time left, but literally the clock is ticking now, folks. If you haven't made your commitment to attend Inspire, now's the time.
All right, great. Now the next thing is the tip of the week, and I want to kind of go into that. We always start this, or even end the tip of the week with one of my sayings, which is, dreamers are the ones that talk about what they're going to do, and leaders are the ones that do what they talk about. So that really is the tip. But I also want to cover something that kind of came across my desk recently that was really unfortunate, and it was one of our partners that was saying that, hey, I've sent you a couple emails, or I can't get a hold of you, you're unresponsive, and it just made me feel terrible, right? Because we have these conference calls here every Friday, and we use these as the forum to be able to get in touch every Friday with either myself, Jason, Kat, as well as our IPDMs that are part of our group. So we have Terry and Thomas, and we have the great TNT team, and from time to time we have our great partner technical strategists on here. So, use this as a forum. If you're having trouble getting a hold of us, maybe as we're traveling or whatnot, use this as a way to say, hey, just go ahead and ping Sherman or Terry or whomever you need to make sure that we get the answers addressed that you need. So with that being said, once again, ask yourself the question, are you a leader or are you a dreamer? And if you're on the call today, you're probably, well, not probably, you're definitely a leader. So I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our first section of the call, which is simplify, optimize, and repeat.
If you're a technology service provider today, life is different than even 5-10 years ago. The increase in competition and thinning of margins means you have to change the way you sell, service, and support your customers. Sales, projects, service records, tracking time, billing, it's a lot to manage. Without the right combination of people, processes, and systems, it's easy to get trapped in what we call the silos of chaos. Information is stored in different places, the handoff from one task to the next doesn't happen smoothly, and things just feel a little chaotic. The more double entry required, the more miscommunication happens, the more you lose time and money. You could try to solve these problems with complex integrations, but it simply isn't enough anymore. There is a better way. That's why we built ConnectWise. It's a software platform designed for technology companies to help communication and information flow easily between people, departments, and all stages of the customer relationship. By bringing time tracking, ticketing, sales, projects, and more into one application, you create a central location for everyone on your team to work from, and it's all in the cloud. No matter who is in the office or who spoke to the customer last, all conversations and activities are stored in one place that can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Work is done more efficiently and your team works together in a way that just makes sense. No more silos of chaos to hold you back from delighting your customers. With ConnectWise, you get all of the tools, education, and support you need to run a successful business in one place with one team to count on every step of the way.
Well, that was a great video, and I think that was apropos to start, this call with, because we have Brian Troy from ConnectWise in studio, as well as Michelle Hollis from 6th Street Consulting here, and I just want to let them say hello to the crowd.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. I'm looking forward to having a great call, talking to partners, and really just trying to work through some of the challenges that we see out there in the market.
Fantastic. Michelle, can you say
good
hello?
morning, everyone. Just glad to be here to share some of our ConnectWise stories as well.
All right, fantastic. So, we're starting with Simplify, Optimize, Repeat today because, with ConnectWise and business tools, this is, I think, probably the first one to start with. Then we'll go into growth and profitability. So I'm going to throw the very first question out, and this is audience participation, please. We want you to go ahead and throw any question at Brian. He did tell me earlier that he knows everything. So that's great, right? We know that he is all-knowing, and so we can ask him anything, and he has a great answer for us. So, Brian, we'll just throw this out to you. What is the biggest challenge that you see facing, managed service providers, businesses today?
Yeah, I have the opportunity to work with lots of different partners and lots of different places around the world, and what I always hear is they struggle with the ability to scale. We saw that video just a minute ago where a lot of times people get stuck in these silos of chaos, and their processes and their people and their departments are not connected, and it's hindering their ability to grow. And if you can't really scale the way that you want, you're never going to reach your goals. And so I think that scalability is certainly one of the things that we run into each and every day as we work with our partners and the challenges they face.
That's really good. Michelle, what do you think? I mean, you talk to you partner with a lot of MSPs.
Absolutely.
Right? So help me what do you see as a big challenge today?
Well, I would say one of the biggest challenges that we see is just continuing to grow your business as you are trying to monitor various systems and you get a lot of information in, it's really, you need to have it collected in one place that you can operationalize all the data that you're getting and be able to support your customers.
Okay. Well, and let me go back to you, Brian, before we move on to the next question. You know, a lot of partners probably that are coming to you. Do you see that a lot of them already have some sort of business tool in place to manage their systems? And or what are some of the top questions that you see, or maybe even share a story?
Yeah, sure.
You know, that you may have.
Yeah, no. I think that you know, a lot of the people that find their way to ConnectWise are not using something today. Oftentimes, they'll be kind of running their business the same way that they did 10, 15, 20 years ago, and that's what's causing those silos of chaos. And you know, we see people using things like sticky notes and you know, old antiquated methods to try and keep track of everything, and it's really hard. Information gets lost. You start to lose profitability. You lose efficiency. And you know, those are big challenges to overcome. And so whenever we talk to people, you know, the first time, and we show them how we can help them, it's usually a pretty eye-opening experience. And it's something that we've done successfully with partners for more than 20 years now.
Oh, that's great.
Right. At 6th Street, we had homegrown systems. And when we implemented ConnectWise a couple years ago, it just took absolutely everything down to a minimum. We were able to take our invoicing used to take 5 days. It now takes less than 1 business day. We live by the motto, if it's not in ConnectWise, it doesn't exist. And to be able to take that and take that to new areas of business and have that operational muscle has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to a partner just the other day up in New York, and they were telling me about how their invoicing process was the biggest thing that they had to overcome. And I'm sure a lot of people on the call can relate to that. That's a very important process that you want to make sure you get right, and it can take a lot of time. And he was telling me that, you know, he had a similar experience where they were able to reduce that time from, you know, taking 3 weeks down to just a couple of days. And so it's something that we're really proud of.
So, you know, Jason, let me go ahead and throw it over to you. What types of things are you hearing from partners that you've managed or have experience with that either have had systems or don't have, you know, the right tools in place?
I love the example of silos of chaos, because I think organizations large and small have those same challenges. We're trying to break down some of those silos around support within the PDM group. Sherman and I are both part of that process, as well as Kat. And so I think partners have a challenge of having, you know, they have a CRM system that may not talk to the GL system, or they might just have people who aren't talking to each other. And it creates a lot of duplicate emails, a lot of confusion, and then sometimes loss of business. So those are some of the big concerns that I hear.
Yeah. So Michelle, you know, I think 6th Street is probably one of the most respected SharePoint companies, I think, in the Western United States. And it was funny, I heard a story. I was talking to Brandon Burns, and he was like, you know, we just need to team up with them. So I was like, how do you guys teaming up? Because you're over in, I mean, you're based out of Detroit, and you're coming to. And he's like, well, this is a great story. He's like, Sherman, you know, the problem is I keep hearing their damn name. You know, I keep hearing their name all the time. He goes, and I was just in Chicago, of all places, and I was talking to somebody, and they said, hey, oh, you do SharePoint? Well, did you hear about 6th Street Consulting? You know, so he was like, I got to talk to him. So you're well respected. So we know that, right? We have that. And you've had a SharePoint practice in for a while, okay? And you've done business really well for a long time. Then you started your MSP practice. Okay, what's interesting about the story, or about your transformation, is you're so well respected and you're in such a great business, but then you started like trying to do your own thing and build your own systems. You know, tell us about the struggles. You know, tell us some stories behind, like, you know, pulling out your hair. We'd like to know, you know, so we can kind of relate to it.
Well, when you're taking your own billable resources off of billable projects to help manage your professional services, be it support or projects, that's a #1 no-no for bottom line and revenue generation. So yes, we did try to do it homegrown, and we, you know, have implemented SharePoint for 100,000 users and 15 users, and it just isn't the be-all end-all when it comes to professional services automation. So when we took a look at ConnectWise, we took all of our best practices and standard operating procedures that we had, and then we rolled that into ConnectWise and had subject matter experts, and we've been able to scale it and open new lines of business around Sharepoint support and be just as effective as we are with our regular managed services.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, was it a process of profitability that I mean, you're talking about how you're using your own billable resources. How did that affect profitability, having the right tool?
Well, we would have to hire more resources if we wanted to continue to support that internally. And that's another thing with rolling out ConnectWise, to be able to have the support and capabilities 24/7 and have all of the built-in best practices that we could just leverage for our other items, for our other areas of business, was really cool. From invoicing to ticketing to configurations, we use AVG to monitor systems, so we were able to take traditional managed services and really be able to offer that to our clients as Sharepoint managed services.
Interesting, interesting. So, one of the questions that we were talking about, Brian, earlier was having a resilient business. So it's very interesting the way that you guys think about it that way. And I want to kind of have, hopefully ask you to share that with the team here. How do you approach that, resilient business?
Yeah, we kind of look at this in a way that we see technology evolving all the time. It's always expanding. There's always new opportunities out there. And we feel there are a lot of additional opportunities to capture some revenue. And if you start to think about traditional managed services, and it's been typically endpoint management, network infrastructure type stuff, but there are additional opportunities out there where we're seeing a lot of growth in managed security. As you can imagine, that's a very hot topic right now, of course. Lots of growth in cloud services. But then there are things that are a little bit more untraditional, where our partners have had a lot of success. We've seen a lot of success with people adopting audiovisual practice areas and physical security and things like that, because it's still built on technology. And as you march toward creating that resilient business, and as you try to look long term, you want to find those additional revenue opportunities, and you really want to find ways to create that stickiness with your clients. Again, I get a chance to talk to lots of partners, and I've heard from them, we go in and we sell managed services, but then we outsource a lot of the other things that we do. And there's an opportunity there to go really become the technology expert at that client, own all of their technology, and that comes with a premium. You're able to charge for that. So creating a resilient business is really around looking long term, finding additional revenue opportunities, and taking advantage of that.
Absolutely, and to add cloud services to that was just a simple step up. It wasn't transforming our entire business.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity out there, and it's just a matter of taking advantage of it.
That's awesome. So Jason, you mentioned that you have a question that you might want to ask the group.
Well, actually this has come up a lot with partners where they want to build from scratch, right? Because our DNA is we build it, and that was talked about as well with your guest. I guess my question is, since the MSP business is built around outsourcing what is not core to your business, and that's why most people are in business, doesn't it make more sense to find tools, whether it helps you gain efficiencies or margin in operational costs, or in trying to do practice development? So, how do you see ConnectWise or other tools integrating with what you already do, but help you do more faster and make more margin?
Yeah, absolutely. A big part of the ConnectWise strategy for 2018 is this concept of connecting everything. And, we know that lots of organizations use different types of tools to run their business. And as Michelle mentioned earlier, we have a motto that we like to use: if it's not in ConnectWise, it didn't happen. And we're working very hard to make sure that we're bringing all of the other tools that you use in your business into ConnectWise through rock solid integration, so that you can manage everything that you do. In technology, we find that a lot of the entrepreneurs that start MSPs, yes, it's passionate. They love technology. It's easy sometimes to build your own, to start from scratch. But the people that we've spoken to have told us time and again, they wish they could go back 3 years. They wish they could go back 5 years and do it earlier, because the ROI that they're seeing is amazing. And it really is exactly what you said. Focus on what you're good at, and focus on your core competency, which is delivering amazing technology services, and we'll help you with all the business management stuff.
Well, and with the user groups, you get all of the additional best practices. If you're looking at your company and you're saying, well, this is the way we've always done it, that doesn't mean it was right, and that doesn't mean it was the most efficient. So when you avail yourself of all the resources that you can from ConnectWise and their best practices and templates and things like that, that helps your business immensely.
Yeah, interesting. So I think that's really, you know, good approach to those different things. Did you have? Is there a question or
No.
no? Okay, all right. Well, let's get into you know, the value proposition. Do you feel comfortable kind of just talking about the value prop?
Sure.
You know, for ConnectWise, is this still kind of goes with simplify, optimize, repeat, and then we're going to get into our next section, which is growth.
Yeah, you know, ConnectWise, we set out to create an open ecosystem that allows you to create connect everything that you do in your technology business and create a seamless data flow from the beginning of your customer journey to the end of your customer journey. That includes marketing, sales, service, support, and ultimately billing. Because the billing is the biggest piece, right? If you deliver these great services, but you don't get the billing right, then you're going to have a hard time staying in business. So ConnectWise really is out to solve that for you, create that consistent data flow from beginning to end.
Billing. Oh, okay, billing. Let's get back to billing. That is a sore subject out there. Let's dive a little deeper. Let's not. So help us understand how is ConnectWise really tackling that.
So to kind of talk about billing, and this is something the challenges, you know, everybody on the call is going to be able to relate to this. It's different in a cloud world. Billing is different than it used to be. You know, in the past, it would be a transactional type process. You would sell a piece of hardware to your customer. You would receive a bill from your distributor. It'd be a one-time transactional thing. You would bill your customer as a one-time transactional thing. In a cloud world, it's not like that anymore. It's recurring. And that brings in the concern of cash flow, because you want to make sure that you're accurately billing your clients as hundreds of new Office 365 licenses are coming online and going offline throughout the month as people are joining and leaving your client sites. You really need to make sure that you get a good handle on that. And I think that's why you really see a lot of partners moving towards adopting a cloud management solution and pairing that with their billing module, because without that, you're right back in those silos of chaos. It's the same sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And you get stuck in a spot where you're still going to get the bill from that distributor, and you need to make sure that you have the cash flow available from a business standpoint to continue operating. So cloud billing has really thrown a wrench in the way that we've traditionally operated in technology services.
And that might even going into profitability, which we can talk about later. But I think a lot of times billing can cause, you know, all that margin and, you know, incentive-based stuff to go away because you're spending too much time.
Well, and you can capture so much more revenue if you're tracking it in overall system like ConnectWise, because we would be losing, you know, 15 minutes here and there of somebody answering a client support ticket, and oh, it was just an email, and oh, they only spent 5 minutes. But if you go back and trail it in the ticket, they've actually spent 18 minutes, you know, and we would never get that to an invoice that before, and now it's there every month.
Yeah, and you know, think about it from the standpoint of you've got lots of clients on fully managed services contracts, so you're not, you know, necessarily billing time and material, but you want to really know who you're profitable with. There's no way to know that, because you could have a $3,000 a month contract with client A, but if you're spending $5,000 a month servicing them, then that's not a good client for you. And you really need to have an understanding of where your profitability comes from. And that's why it's so important to track things like time and really make sure that you're putting in the effort to go understand where you're at.
Absolutely.
You know, I think Jason had a question regarding CSP.
Yeah, so we have a lot of, you know, we have an initiative right now where direct partners are trying to decide, does it make sense to stay direct? Does it make sense to go indirect? And normally when we're talking to them about distributors, they go, okay, so how do they connect with ConnectWise, right? So a lot of the complaints coming around CSP is my CSP billing. How does ConnectWise help both direct and indirect partners manage this billing process, and is it, you know, how different is it from one to the other?
Yeah, so we do have great relationships with lots of different distributors out in the market. We work with everybody that our partners are familiar with, and we've actually built a tool to try and solve some of these pains. It's called ConnectWise Unite, and the goal of ConnectWise Unite is to give you that visibility and allow you to really manage the CSP billing. because it's different. Again, it's different than what we've had in the past, and it can cause headaches. And so ConnectWise Unite allows you to manage, monitor, and bill for things like Office 365 and Azure, and that way you don't get caught off guard at the end of the month whenever the bill comes from your distributor and you're trying to find out, okay, well, how do I charge my clients for this? It does things like proration, so as stuff comes on and goes off throughout the month, you can handle all of that very simply and very easily in one spot. And we're working very closely with all of our distributors to lock in airtight integrations so that we can continue to evolve that process and make it simple, because CSP is the way to go, and we know that partners are looking for an easy solution there, and that's really what we're out to strive to try to do for them.
Yeah, you want to capture your incentives that you're getting to go to CSP.
Absolutely.
Not by having somebody do all the administrative stuff, but by having it done automatically.
Yeah.
Now, are you integrating sales and marketing type of items or marketing into ConnectWise?
Yeah, absolutely. So ConnectWise has a robust platform, and marketing is a big part of that, and that's kind of the beginning of that customer journey where we say you really need to make your partners aware of what you do. I was talking to a partner in Toronto a couple months ago, and he was telling me about a longtime partner, longtime customer of his that he was going to lose because somebody else came in and said, hey, I can set you up with Office 365. And he's like, wait a minute, I can do that for you. But their customer never knew that. It's so important to make your current customers aware of the services that you can offer, because somebody else is going to come in and try and take that business. And if they don't know that you can do that, then you're going to be left, without a client. And ConnectWise has a marketing module to help make this easy. We work with lots of different vendors to bring in templates so that you can easily create marketing campaigns, and all of that information, again, flows right into ConnectWise, so you eliminate those silence of chaos.
Yeah, we have tracks that touch customers once a month, once every 6 weeks, and they're scheduled out for probably the next 9 to 12 months.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just to make sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it gives your sales team a really good understanding of what the pipeline's going to look like. They have visibility into what the campaigns are, so they can have those really effective conversations the first time they speak to a prospect.
Now, I think if you can get somebody or talk to somebody about adding all that social media stuff in,
yeah,
where they can, just schedule it out for the next 12 months, all their social media posts, and that would be really effective.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of those things that we all struggle with, even myself and,
Absolutely.
Eric,
Yep.
scheduling those right types of.
Brian, maybe there's some comments regarding reporting in ConnectWise. I don't know if you want to touch on reporting with ConnectWise, capabilities there, and maybe if there are third-party solutions that are commonly used, things like that. Maybe Michelle, you can talk about how are you guys working from a reporting standpoint. Obviously, as a Sharepoint partner, you've got some access to some resources from a reporting standpoint. So maybe you can talk a little bit about what you've done around that.
I would be interested a little further on what type of reporting, because we send, some of our clients like weekly updates on time spent on projects and things like that, so it's automated reporting directly to the client. So we trust what's entered into ConnectWise is actually going to get to the client in the way it needs to look. Internal reporting as far as financials go and project and reconciliation against how many hours are used so far on the any support agreement per month. So a little more definitive question on reporting, and some of the sales dashboards are fantastic for where we're at in pipeline, would be one of the other ones.
Great. Why don't we're going to get into that a little bit deeper when we get into our next section, which is growth. Why don't we go ahead and roll that?
Everyone should look at sales transformation. Today is fast-paced. Today everyone moves, it's lightning speed, and I think everyone needs to be able to do business wherever they're at. People want to quote at 10 at night, you got to be in a position to do it. Whether you're at home or in the office, it really doesn't matter anymore. The customer demands it, and you got to be able to react to that. I think it's really important to understand industry trends. Customers are going to make decisions based on what's happening in industry. Data is important to pivot, to be able to make decisions and change and course correct before it's too late. A lot of people just put a sales individual in a seat and expect results. It's very hard in the sales role, starting out at zero at the beginning of every month, and you need to be able to climb that mountain, and if you do and you're fortunate, guess what happens the next month? You're back at zero. So you really need to inspire them. They're a different breed, and they do need mentoring, they need coaching, they need people to help nurture them and make sure that they understand the vision of the company and are motivated. It's mission critical. Salespeople need to be focused on the art of the sale. The more you can take off their plate, the more time they have on the phone or in front of the customer negotiating, closing. If you create a sales culture and institutionalize it, it can continue to sustain itself. You'll begin to feel it, you'll begin to see it evolve. That energy is pervasive and carries on throughout the sales floor, and I think that is a really healthy environment for a sales transformation.
All right, so a couple questions coming in. I really appreciate it. To the folks in California, could you talk to us a little bit about two topics? One is Bright Gauge. I've heard it's for rock stars based on what I've seen in the talk thread. And then also around after-hour support integration. So onpage.com, thanks Richie for bringing that up. So if you guys wouldn't mind talking to both of those, just sort of open that up for the group. And again, please keep sending your questions in. So Brian?
Yeah, sure, of course. We have a great relationship with Bright Gauge. They're going to give you great visibility into all the information that you have within ConnectWise. They're going to present it in a really effective manner. Lots of different dashboards. I believe it's customizable to the way you want to see it. So there are a lot of opportunities to work with Bright Gauge and the integration with ConnectWise. Lots of our partners have taken advantage of that, and I know that they're a great company to work with, and we enjoy working with them. And then in regards to After hours support. Correct, yeah, that's right. So we work with a company called IT by Design, and they offer NOC services for organizations, partners of ours, that may want to outsource that after hours, so that way you can continue to support your clients 24/7. And we do have lots of different companies we work with. IT by Design is a great one that we've had a long relationship with, and they'll get you help get you set up with 24-hour support if you're not able to support that in your office.
And depending on the relationship with the distributor, you can use them for dusk to dawn or after-hours support as well. Originally when the after hours came up, I was thinking, oh, it was so much easier to bill for that now. So back to billing and profitability.
Billing and profitability. It's always going to be there. Something to always consider. Always keep that top of mind. So yeah, great questions. Keep them coming in. We enjoy it.
So to that, one other thread that I've seen come through is around reporting, and one of the things we're really trying to drive with our partners, especially going into next year, is analytics. And analytics they can use, not necessarily just big data and AI. So can you talk to any sort of roadmap things you can share around enhanced reporting in ConnectWise, or other recommendations or best practices you might have, or where you could send partners? Because it seems like reporting is still one of those sore points where people go, I like it, but I don't love it, and my challenge is reporting. So how would you respond to that, Brian?
Yeah. So we've got something that's going to be coming out very soon, most likely in the November timeframe. That right now we're calling it the ConnectWise Developer Kit. That name will probably evolve, but what that's going to do is that is going to let you make ConnectWise your own. You're going to be able to pull in lots of different sources of information, plug it right into ConnectWise, and then be able to report on that. Create dashboards in addition to the ones that we have today. It's going to give you visibility into things that maybe you didn't have visibility to in the past. And the goal of all of this is to make it simple. And I know that sometimes reporting can be a very difficult thing. So we're working really hard to build this ConnectWise Developer Kit that allows you to see everything you want to see, when you want to see it, and where you want to see it. If you want to see that in a ticket, we're going to make that available. If you want to see it on your welcome page, that's where it'll be. We're really going to put the power in your hands to see the reporting where you want to see it. So that's something to continue to look forward to over the course of the next couple of months.
Yeah, I think probably for us, because we have developers on our team and SSRS expertise, we were able to tackle some of that very early on when we implemented ConnectWise a few years ago.
So with that being said, let's dive into the next question, which is, where do you think, or what should MSPs or CSPs start doing today to prepare for that, 12 to 18 months down the road?
From my perspective, I think that they really need to take a look at the opportunities that they have in front of them. Really ask yourself, are you fully taking advantage of all of the opportunities at your clients? I mentioned it earlier, things like physical security, things like telco, managed security. These are all areas that aren't that hard to get into. And over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, this is where you really have that opportunity to grasp that. Like, technology is evolving all the time, and it's at the point now where that is part of the job of the MSP. That falls under their wheelhouse. And I really think that that's going to continue to grow. And so it's important to get in now before companies that maybe specialize in those things start coming in and they're going to be doing more and more managed service. We're going to see that. We know we are. We already are seeing that. So definitely take advantage of those additional opportunities over the course of the next 12 to 18 months.
And plan your systems correctly. You know, it's like, are you the type of person that goes to the gas station and puts $10 in every other day? Or are you the person that goes to the pump once every 8 days? You know, I mean, take the time to do it right the first time, and you've got the basics in place and your stable operations in place, you can grow exponentially at that point.
Yeah, you know, I think that if you look at managed security as an example, that one is one that is coming up all the time, and finally, refreshingly, your clients are coming to you and asking for more security. Usually it's not that way. Usually you try to help them understand they need something, and then they say, nah, I don't need it. It'll never happen to me. Well, it's not like that anymore. The news has done a good job bringing this to the forefront, where now it's really easy to start doing some of this stuff like, you know, web filtering, penetration testing, end user training. These are really simple ways to get into managed security, and they're highly profitable. Lots of margin in those types of things. So take advantage of those opportunities. They're right here in front of us.
Yeah, Microsoft 365, if you haven't heard about it, go ahead and check it out. It's the best of all three worlds. This is a small commercial inside of this thing.
There you go.
You get the best of EMS, the Office 365 Enterprise Edition, and Windows 10 Enterprise. So please, Microsoft 365. No, anyways, not that we talk a lot about product on this, because it's really about learning different things. It's funny that, Michelle, you're talking about, you know, to go into the pump. And just funny, quick story, my dad always loved putting $2 in the car, or $5. You know, this was growing up, so, you know, $2 to $5 20 years ago, still like got you 2 gallons, right? 2 or 3 gallons, right? Yeah. And he'd always love, and it was like living on the edge, always. He was like, well, can we make it? You know, I'm like, why are we, can't we make it? Can we make it to the store? You know, what is going on here? But I think, you know, what's interesting about that is that it's a good correlation, right? To planning ahead and making sure that, you know, I mean, it's just that easy to plan ahead, but sometimes we get so into that chaos that we are, hey, let's just put $2, just get to the next day. Like, why? Right. You have $50 in your pocket. I mean, yeah. What are you saving for? You know, I don't quite understand. All right, so, you know, this is to Michelle, and this is about growth targets. And I don't know if you feel comfortable with it or not, but, you know, you're starting the new MSP part of your practice, and this can be, I think, looked at it as a way of adding other practices. So, how did you set a growth target, and what was it, and did you hit it?
Yeah, the growth target was to increase our number of customers and decrease our project revenue by increase our monthly recurring revenue. Our goal was to hit 60% recurring revenue after 12 months, and we hit that target. And a lot of it is managed services is evolving. So Sharepoint managed services, Azure managed services, the modern MSP, to be able to offer and build those practices with very few people, few technical resource additions was fantastic for our business. Yeah, and it's a different sales model as well.
Michelle, maybe you can expand on that. Why was that so important for 6th Street to do that? Because you guys are, you know, you were the 2013 Partner of the Year. SharePoint business was coming in. You had, you know, massive projects coming in. Why was it so important to transition to the monthly recurring revenue model for 6th Street?
Well, resource allocation, number one, if you're doing $1 million project in SharePoint and it's for a large customer, you need 40 resources. And then it's like building a designer home for someone and your revenue starts to look like bad architecture. You know, you can't go back to that same customer and say, let me build you a new designer home this year, because you built it so it's good for at least 5 years, we hope. So going to monthly recurring revenue really helped us manage our resources better and be able to equalize or actually make sure that we had revenue and a good margin every month.
What did that do to risk in the business? Because I think that's what you're really describing here is risk. You know, when you've got those peaks and valleys in there, there's a lot of risk. What did that do for you?
Well, we worked with a lot of aerospace and healthcare companies, and yeah, a lot of things came in near year end. So there was January, February, March. It was usually biting our teeth and being very concerned. So at 60% of if our recurring revenue is 60% of our total revenue, then all of our fixed costs are really taken care of. More than our fixed costs are taken care of. So.
Yeah, I think that's an important
easier.
distinction. Exactly. Sleep easier, less risk. You know, from a business management, business ownership standpoint, that's a huge thing right there.
Great. Well, hey, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and go into TNT. I want to make sure Terry and Thomas has their video played right now. So we'll go ahead and go in that, and then we're going to come back and we're getting into profitability.
Hey partners, TNT coming to you live from the Island Park pool. We've got some great information as we close out FY18 and jump into FY19. What's on the agenda today, Thomas?
So we're going to be covering the Microsoft X Kit. We're also going to be covering an upcoming event, Microsoft Ignite, and 2 upcoming webinars. One focused on transitioning from Skype to Microsoft Teams, and the other one on adopting Microsoft Teams. So we'll see you in 2.
Okay, next topic we want to talk about is the X Kit. This is kind of a hidden jewel that I came across again and I wanted to share out to our partners. It's a great option for you to take advantage of. The X Kit program is a pre-configured device kits that you can use for industry events, customer visits, etc. The kits are made available to partners to help you showcase your solutions on Microsoft devices. The kits are selected based on your business need and quick and easy to set up, and it provides a professional display. There are several different kits that are available, small, standard, and large. And one quick thing I want to also state is that this is set up through the Pi engine. So again, you do have to have access to the Pi portal in order to request these kits. Again, we have an alias on here to check out additional details. But if you do have further questions in regards to that, you can email the team account management, which is xkit@microsoft.com. Again, great option moving forward in FY19. Thanks. Next topic I wanted to touch on is the Microsoft Ignite conference. I know we've had several conversations about Inspire, great conference that's coming up in July in Vegas. But right on its heels, we have the tech conference in Orlando, and we really want to make this the ultimate tech conference experience for you. It has the latest insights and skills from our technology leaders who are shaping the future of the cloud, data, business intelligence, teamwork, and productivity. And also we want you guys to check out the latest tools, tech, and experiences that really matter and help shape your business moving forward. And also hear the latest updates and ideas directly from the Microsoft experts. We have 700 plus deep dive sessions and 100 plus expert-led self-paced workshops. We really hope to see you there. Thanks.
Hey partners, so on the agenda, we're going to be talking about transitioning from Skype for Business to Teams. This is an upcoming webinar set for July 12th of 2018, and this is really to help out your customers plan their journey to transition from Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams. Some of the topics on the agenda is evolution of Microsoft Teams, strategic direction of Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams, understand current coexistence modes, define potential customer journeys, and a call to action. And the level on this webinar training is level 200. For any questions that you may have, please reach out to Terry or myself, and we'd be happy to help. Registration link is found below. Alright, so we have another set of webinars set for July, and there are several options. This is focused on adopting Microsoft Teams. The level for these webinars is level 300, And this is really focused to enable your customers to adopt Microsoft Teams. You'll learn about key features and functionalities of the solution, helping you position Microsoft Teams with your customers. And we'll also have Microsoft partner technical consultants cover topics from licensing and Office 365 integration to implementation phases and specific customer scenarios. The registration link is found below. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Terry or myself. On to the next topic.
Hey partners, really appreciate you jumping on the call today. Great information as we close out FY18 and look at FY19. Really heating up this month. Any suggestions, Thomas?
Yeah, we should end the fiscal with a splash. Oh, dude. Can we edit it? Because look, now the line got big. It's a lag. Go.
They say you'll never look back on your life and wish you'd spent more time working. That's good because you don't have time to manage every detail of a growing technology business. You only have time for one thing, your life. That's why we are in business, providing automation strategies and vision that help your team stay ahead of technology, because we believe your time is now. Connect with your life and we'll connect the rest. ConnectWise.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you, Terry and Thomas. Boom, shakalaka. You know, you can't beat that. They are probably the most creative inside PDMs that we have in the world. I think so. With that being said, we're going to just go into ConnectWise Path to Success with Brian. Troy, why don't we go ahead and start that out? I'm going to go ahead and forward these for you until we get this little clicker figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. So just, for those that may not be familiar with ConnectWise, or maybe it's been a while since you've taken a look at our company and what we're bringing to the market, I just want to give you a little bit of an overview as to who we are. So you just had an opportunity to see that video. We really are passionate about making sure that we're giving you the opportunity to live your life the way you want to do that. And so who are we as ConnectWise? Our goal is to connect technology teams to the solutions, services, and people and really help you thrive. So we know this, right? Technology changes all the time. Our goal is to help you stay ahead of it. We can look at cloud as a great example of that. And it's just something that we have to keep up with. And we know that we're in an industry where it's going to continue changing. And this is something everybody can probably relate to. Sometimes you may feel like you're running in circles and it's hard to stay up with the day-to-day because technology evolves so quickly. So how do you stay relevant? How do you stay modern? How do you continue to service your clients in the way in which they're demanding? This goes back to some of those silos of chaos we were talking about, right? You're trying to manage expectations. You're trying to do more with less. You're trying to continue to grow your business without having to add additional headcount and things like that. And you're probably feeling a little of that silos, a little bit of that chaos. And we saw this video earlier. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time jumping into this, but I think everybody can relate, right? Imagine the scenario where communications break down, things fall through the cracks, your profit starts to suffer, and you're not able to deliver effective service. That's what's happening with a lot of companies, and they're trapped in these silos of chaos. So our goal at ConnectWise is to make sure that the technology teams in the technology teams that are delivering these services have the power to transform their business, right? Our goal is to make sure you have the solution, services, and the people that will allow you to thrive. So how do we do this? ConnectWise, is an award-winning platform. It's made up of lots of different solutions, but really I think what sets us apart from other companies in our space is our community. We've got over 100,000 peers that interact probably on a daily basis to talk about what works and what doesn't work and learn from each other. Our ecosystem is continuing to grow. We're adding new integrations every day, and we've built a fantastic support system to help bring new partners on and learn best practices from our education team and really find a way to grow their business. So this is how the ConnectWise platform's laid out. We really have 3 key components right now, and this is the business management piece. We handle the endpoint management and also cloud management. So we've evolved pretty significantly in the past couple of years. And so for those of you that maybe were familiar with ConnectWise, but it's been a while since you've taken a look, this is where we're at now, and we're really excited. And this is just a little bit of a high-level overview of what the different products do. So we'll help you with your sales and quoting. And Michelle, I know you've mentioned that you've had a lot of success with the ConnectWise Sell product and the ConnectWise Manage product.
Absolutely. It's enabled us to really be consistent and responsive with our clients. You talk to a client, and I think that was one of the things that impressed us when we first started working with ConnectWise, because within an hour of our meeting, we had a full quote to implement it in our hands. So, but clients, and there's metrics that are built into that, and the fact that you can convert it directly to an ongoing project, a new agreement or something with a few clicks of a button has just helped our standard operating procedures and be so much faster.
It's really about connecting everything and creating that seamless data flow. And from a sales perspective, right, the quicker you can get those quotes into your customers' hands, the quicker you can start bringing that money in, and that's really important. So that's where you start to see, the sales side of the house and the service side of the house start to actually, like each other and like working with each other, because a lot of times that's a tough situation to be in. So we've got the ConnectWise platform to help you with all that. In addition to that, we've got lots of different resources that are available to all of our partners. Our university has tons of videos to help you get started with ConnectWise, to learn new things. We've got consulting services if you're interested in really customizing ConnectWise to your business, and then a huge library of best practices that we've worked with lots of different people, including Microsoft, to populate to really help you take advantage of those new opportunities out in the market. Over 200 integrations, and this really goes into that concept of connecting everything. This number is going to continue to grow. This is a key strategic area for us this year, and we're looking to bring in as many different types of technology into the ConnectWise platform as possible. So next time we talk, that number will hopefully be 300.
Maybe a chatbot, Q&A chatbot with artificial intelligence will be the next one. Who you can ask a question and be like, dude, questions like, hey, did you, automate this platform or automate this service? That would be awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just thinking, ooh, chatbot.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. We actually do have that.
Okay,
so I'm glad that you brought it up. Yeah, so we do have that in ConnectWise Chat, and the great thing about that is it stores it all in Manage, and we're looking to continually add AI and machine learning and all those things to really make it as simple as possible for you to service your clients. That's what it's all about. So these needs that you have, right? So as you continue to build out your solutions menu and you deliver new different types of services to your clients, ConnectWise can help you with all of that. We've partnered with lots of different vendors in the industry. We call them solution partners, and we can help deliver those services to you. The technology that you need, backup, storage, disaster recovery, things like that, you can get that all from ConnectWise. It's plugged right in, so it's a very seamless process to get all of the tools that you use into our platform.
Yeah, and Brian, you brought up a really important point. I've worked with other partners who have been on ConnectWise for 6-7 years, and they see some of the things we're doing, and we just implemented it like 2.5 years ago, and they're like, how did you do that? So it's a lot of what's evolved with ConnectWise. It deserves a second look.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've been with ConnectWise for over 5 years, and it is completely transformed, and it's been amazing growth, and it's been a fun ride to be on, and I love hearing from partners how they've been able to use the technology to really help their business and ultimately improve their lives, and that's what we're looking to do. A big way that we do that is through our community. We're at every trade show that you could imagine, but we also do things like user groups and the IT Nation events. This is where we bring our partners and we provide hands-on training, we provide thought leadership, and probably the most important thing, though, is we provide that networking opportunity for partners to get together and talk and really share those best practices and share the struggles and how they've overcome those. So the ConnectWise community is a big part of what we do. It's well beyond just the software. The community is a key part. And this is a great quote from our CEO, Arnie Bellini. I just thought that this was really relevant to the conversation here. Is, the world relies on technology, and technology relies on you. You're the superheroes, and we're here to help. That's what ConnectWise is trying to do. We're trying to make it so that you can provide fantastic technology to your clients, and we want to help you on that journey. We've got a great Path to Success series that's in progress right now. This is a webinar series where we're bringing in industry thought leaders and working with ConnectWise executive to discuss things like mergers and acquisitions, profitability, hiring and firing, growing sales organizations, all the key things that our partners are looking for. So if you're interested in checking that out, visit connectwise.com/path to success.
Great, great. Well, hey, thank you so much for kind of running through that. I think for the partners here. Why don't we? You have this the IT Summit, right? Or
IT Nation.
IT Nation. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and roll those two? It talks about this upcoming event.
Technology is moving fast. To be successful takes a team mindset. Your business, your choices, your team must be prepared for the opportunities. The good news? You're not alone. We're on this journey together, connecting you with what you need to grow. To enhance your team's performance, to expand your possibilities for success. We are a community of peers, experts, and colleagues working as a team to ensure your success. Our ecosystem is growing as you grow, evolving as you evolve, adapting to meet your needs at every step of the journey. You're here to build a world-class team, built on the trust, empathy, agility, and modesty that real success requires. We're the teammates you can count on to help. Welcome to IT Nation.
The collaboration, the teamwork, the partnerships with the vendors, with other IT professionals, and knowing that we're not alone.
Bringing everything together, the whole ecosystem, you get the whole effect at IT Nation.
Everyone genuinely wants to talk products and get some insight.
There's no question. I think the keynote sets you up for everything that'll happen throughout the day.
I like to go to the breakout sessions and learn from my peers and collaborate with them, as well as learn from the different facets and cool things that come out with ConnectWise.
No matter how much you know about ConnectWise, there's always more to learn. And this is a great opportunity to take advantage of that.
I keep coming back because I learn something new every time. We bring back new ideas to our staff, bring back new vendors, new solutions. The day that stops happening, I won't come to IT Nation anymore, but I never see that happening. They know how to get us engaged and show us new ways to run our businesses.
Wait, next week is that.
All right, welcome back. So, Jason, do you have any last thoughts or announcements or anything that you'd like to add before we land the plane here?
No, I would just say the one thing I want to say with these sponsors, they're very valuable in supporting us, and we're totally glad to have them on the show and have them talk to you. Please use this time when they're here to give us all that feedback, all of the other questions, ideas, and things like that. Because I know you'd love to talk to the Microsoft product group sometime. This is your time to talk to ConnectWise and some of the other sponsors that we have. But thank you for joining and staying on a little bit longer today.
Yeah, and everyone, thank you very much. I know we had a few technical difficulties. We were so everything was all perfect for like an hour, and then literally 5 minutes before it starts, it's like everything is going there. But anyways, thanks so much for coming here. I have here the contact information, so if you can just go ahead and put that up, yeah, perfect. So if you want to get a hold of Brian, go ahead, btroy@connectwise.com. If you want to get a hold of Michelle Hollis, it is michelle.hollis@6sc.com. Wow. I remembered. That's
very
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, please reach out to them. They are very, very valuable members of our team. We will answer a few more questions. Do we have any more in the window? Eric?
No, I think we're ready to wrap.
All right, great. Thank you so much, and really appreciate your time today. Next week, we're going to have a great, probably somebody from our stew, data and AI. So thanks so much. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey there, my name is Sherman Crancer, and I'm the Senior Partner Channel Development Manager here at Microsoft and the host of The Panel, Strategies from the Titans of Sales and Industry. If you're interested in understanding how you can build large margins through packages, if you're interested in how to create differentiation within the marketplace, or simply you want to understand the latest cutting-edge sales and marketing techniques, make sure you join us each week on Fridays from 9 to 10 a.m. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.